Rockstar gang, what up, what up, what up? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. As you're coming in, make sure you pound the like button. If you like what I'm putting out there, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, This is a Carolina Panthers channel, an NFL content channel. And if that's your bugaboo, well, you're in the right place. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. As like I said, just make sure you pound that like button, and that's good enough for me. Get in the comment section. I love to hear your thoughts as we go throughout today's topics throughout today. I do have the live stream link, so if you want to come in and give me your thoughts on each and every topic that we're talking about today, because we have a lot to talk about. I got some good topics for you guys. I always try to switch it up and bring different things and stuff like that for you guys to make it intriguing and get you guys involved, because not only is this a channel for me and myself, but for you guys. And let's just continue to grow this community. If you want to join the Discord, the link tree is down below, so you can join the Discord just by clicking that link tree. It'll take you to all my links, whether it's my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or even the BetUS, who's a sponsorship of our live stream. So appreciate everyone who is joining, and appreciate everybody that continues to show your support. And yeah, let's get right into it, you filthy animals. First off, I want to say hello to Elizabeth. Hello, Elizabeth. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining. Anthony Brown, what up? What up? I appreciate you joining, man. I hope you're doing as well. It is a beautiful Thursday here in South Carolina, and we got some things to talk about. So first things first, let's unveil this Panthers saga with some news and some updates. Let's start it off with that. The black helmets making a stylish return, guys. We got a nice little stylish return coming back of the black helmets. I'm looking forward to this. I've always thought that the black helmets could be something that we kind of wear more often. I kind of was hoping that they would wear them more often. But that aesthetic twist it's just something that they're set to do, and it's a popular thing. And week 15 against the Falcons, they're going to be wearing them. Adam Thielen is an advocate for making those like the permanent inclusion in the uniform, which is pretty cool. Interim head coach, also Chris Tabor, is indifferent to fashion. He offered a calm response. He emphasized that the team is focused more on its performance. And the last time they wore these helmets, they actually emerged victorious. Is this a stylish charm for a couple, for a team seeking for a turnaround or at least another victory this season? Possibly so. We'll see how it goes. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to seeing it, though. I love those uniforms and the helmets together. I think it's an awesome twist. Next up is Terrace Marshall Jr., as you can see there in the PowerPoint presentation. There's an unraveling mystery with this kid right now. This kid's been nothing but a bust for a second-round pick. And he requested a trade during the season. Really hasn't seen the field much. Has barely gotten any touches, in my opinion. His absence really has left me speculating what the hell is going on within that roster room. And the interim head coach, Chris Tabor, shed some light on that decision, citing some factors beyond the offense and defense, including the emergency of Mike Strachan and then the special team contributions as well. Marshall's future with the Panthers appears to me uncertain, but again, I don't see him being here in 2024. I mean, when I say it's uncertain, could he be here? Sure. We've seen them keep guys like Ian Thomas, who I believe shouldn't have been here a long time ago. But again, Terrace Marshall is still here, and we'll see if he's here coming into 2024. I doubt it, but we'll see. Bryce Young's battle, with support, it's a tough situation because Bryce Young has faced a lot of criticism for his first season, especially because of the offensive struggles, right? Despite that, the adversity, Young remains resilient. In a recent interview, he acknowledged the challenges and he expressed his gratitude for the outpouring of support from coaches, players, and family alike. So the Panthers commit to seeing Weather Young through this season, hoping for a brighter future beyond the trials. Again, I'm trying to advocate for this kid as much as I can. I'm not saying that he is the franchise guy here, but we are stuck with him for probably the next 3 years if he does not progress. And if he does not progress, then this rebuild for the Carolina Panthers that we're so-called asking for, again, is going to take 5 years. So, again, this offseason is crucial between it starts from the front office, getting that right GM, getting that right head coach duo that are on the same page. And again, it starts there. Then it starts with the draft and free agency, adequately bringing in the right talent and right players that fits what they're trying to do here in Carolina. And then it comes down to the fact that if they do the right things, they build around Bryce and they build this offensive up between the offensive line and the wide receiver, because we know that's going to be the main focus this offseason is building that offensive line up, building that wide receiver group back up, because we know it's a problem when your number one wide receiver is Adam Thielen. So, again, it starts in 2024 to get this right. All right. Again, Cam Newton's bold take. Fan bases are defending him. Cam Newton has stirred the pot with some bold assessments on some current players, facing some swift criticism, particularly from analysts and peers. I know Newton and this fan base are going to defend him. That fan base is going to be behind Cam Newton. I'm going to be behind Cam Newton. The support reflects the inevitable impact of what Newton made here in Carolina and the transcending the game and shaping a culture that endures that. So that's just some news and updates on the Carolina Panthers. I always like to start that off with that. I see some comments coming in right now. Matt Chatter says probably mid. Dude, we ain't even mid, bro. Matt Chatter, we're not even mid, bro. We're not even mid. What do you mean? 45 cents. Dude, I saw that. For tickets for this game, you can get even upper deck seats for 45 cents. It's insane. It's insane. I don't know if Thielen wants to stay here next year either. I don't think he does. I won't be surprised if he's not here, Elizabeth. Honestly, there's a lot of guys on this team. I won't be surprised if they're gone, or there are guys that I will be surprised that are gone. But if there are guys that I do believe that I won't be surprised if they're gone. So again, it is what it is. Next up, let's get into the next segment here. Coaching the coach. So we're going to continue with Cam Newton here. This is like Cam's comedy hour, right? You know, you're coaching the coach. He was talking about it, and it was a sinking ship at the time. In a recent stand-up performance at that QB School podcast, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I watched it. Cam came out, brought some laughs, spilled some tea on his brief reunion here in Carolina and with Matt Rule and that sinking ship. And then Jordan Pollard and Kyle Allen, yes, that Kyle Allen, did not hold back on that comedic critique that they were talking about. And he was talking about the CMAC drama. According to Cam, that it was a Titanic-sized mistake. Okay, let's be honest. By letting go of Christian McCaffrey. And in a confidential revelation, Cam spilled the beans, and they didn't know how. Apparently, the coaching staff didn't know how to coach Christian McCaffrey. So, with McCaffrey having more touches than a hot potato last year or while he was here, Cam was saying, I wonder why he was practicing on Wednesdays and maybe needed a how to coach a star manual, apparently. I don't know. It was an interesting story and statement brought up by Cam. Another thing is the patchwork prodigy was Cam was coaching the coaches. And upon his return to the Panthers back in 2021, he realized that he wasn't just a quarterback. He was the coach of the coach. And after a bit of patchwork magic, he found himself running the show and basically told Matt Rule to move over. And Cam said, basically, I got this. And unfortunately, the ship still sank faster than a lead balloon, right? So then you had this Rule rodeo, which he was in over his head, obviously. And Cam didn't stop there at critiquing this team and coaching staff because they couldn't navigate the ship. Let's be honest. And it was just a comedic sight of how Matt Rule as a coach was. And Cam was basically iterating to, that Rule was in over his head. And when it came to running an NFL locker room, and Cam was also coaching Rule and trying to help him with the expertise. Then Matt Rule got fired, and it was just the comedy errors that, I felt like, hell, even Shakespeare probably could have found this amusing in this scenario. But the whole punchline of it all that Cam was really getting at is that Rule's standard was less than standard, okay? Because Cam emphasized in that interview that the need for coaches to be held to the standard as players. And he basically dropped the mic on Rule and concluded that Rule was clueless about operating an effective and an efficient locker room. So the punchline of this whole deal about the Matt Rule thing was that Rule's firing after a season opener, that felt more like a series finale. So go watch that interview. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch the full interview. It's called the Quarterback School Podcast. So go check it out. Basically, I was just breaking down what he was saying in that podcast, and it was great. I wish I could share it, but again, it's a YouTube thing. So again, I would get hit for it. You know what I mean? So guys, as you're coming in, make sure you pound that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new content. And that's it. And if you want to go the extra mile, share the live out. I see we got some more comments. Love to get in on this. I don't think Cam was lying. We all knew Rule was in way over his head. Nah, he wasn't. Cam hit the nail on the head in this interview. He did. He hit the nail on the head in this interview. Even talking about the things that he's even said about Bryce Young, he's hit the nail on the head about that. But again, Cam's a legend, man. And I appreciate the interview that he did. I thought it was a great interview. And you got to go watch it. It's good. It's very good. I would not pay 45 cents. Again, there's other things I'd rather spend 45 cents on than go watch a Panthers game for the rest of the season, guys. I'm not going to lie. It's tough. Cam was right. Oasis, what's up, man? Appreciate you joining the live stream. I think this is the first time I've seen you in my life. Maybe you have been before, but appreciate you joining. Tepper trying to sell these tickets to miss paying fees for the tickets unsold. This team owner is a certified piece of shit. That's absolutely 100% correct, Oasis. You are absolutely right. Thank you for the comment. I love it. I love it. I love it. Y'all are fired up today. I appreciate that. I'm fired up too because we got some good stuff. You can't ban Marcos, man. You have no control of that, Mad Chatter. You have no control over that. Guys, make sure you pound that like button as you're coming in. I greatly appreciate it. We got 13 people watching, only 7 likes. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be at 13 likes, and it's free. It's one click away. All you have to do is tap and move on. All right. I greatly appreciate it. Get in the chat, though. Love to hear y'all's thoughts as we go throughout today's topics. So we talked about yesterday. I'm not promoting marijuana, sir. That is Adidas. Okay. Again, so we talked about was 2013 to 2010. All right. We were comparing those two. Okay. And, Metz came in yesterday on yesterday's show and kind of talked about why he thinks 2001 was worse. So we're kind of going to break that down. But this is more or less what Bryce can learn from that 2001 team. All right. If we go back in history, right, we're going to go into another time warp again, where you can learn from your losses. That's why it's called learning from your losses. All right. Any player can learn from their losses, but you can also learn back from the losses of the history of bad teams, like the one in 2010, but also in the one in 2001 for the Carolina Panthers, right? Again, we're navigating this storm through 2023. And I know some of us are just so ready to go ahead and hop in to that 2024 timeframe. Ready to get into the offseason, ready to get into the drafts, the free agency, all of that. And I get that. And that's why I bring mock drafts to you guys. But again, the 2001 Panthers, if you don't remember, went 1-15 under coach George Seifert. All right, Seifert, sorry. And as the current team faces these similar hardships, lessons can be learned here, okay? And first thing first is you got to think about high hopes and harsh realities, okay? That's the thing that you got to put together, all right? High hopes, harsh realities, okay? So we're going back into this time machine. We're entering in the 2001 season for the Carolina Panthers, right? So the Panthers mirrored that current squad, okay? Rookie quarterback, seemingly solid offensive line, a coach with a Super Bowl experience. The optimism of playoffs hope late in the previous season now mirrors into what is happening now in the 2023 season. So it's a stark reminder that expectations don't always align with what happens in reality, right? Again, social media, it's an unforgiving spotlight for this team, okay? Now, former players from that 2001 team reflected on their challenging season, noting that the absence of today of relentless social media scrutiny. So the thing is that the current Panthers face an added layer of pressure because of social media. They're unable to escape from that constant buzz of opinions, like me, like you guys on Twitter, or you guys that are in my chat as well. I'm sure you're active on social media, right? So that's a mental toll to these players. It does take a mental toll. Whether you want to believe that or not, they see it. I guarantee you they see it. They've probably seen some of my posts. Whether or not they have. But again, that weight of a public perception is amplified in that new digital age of what we're in now, right? So as we continue to move on through this, let's navigate into now the personal struggles of what's going on, right? Back in 2001, there was an emotional toll of a losing streak there. And that extended beyond the field because, again, tales from that 2001 reveal personal challenges from players altering reservation names to avoid recognition to the harsh judgment from fans. All right. I see you guys' comments. Good afternoon, Cyburn. All right. So the struggles are real. You're affecting not only professional lives, but also the personal well-being of real people. Again, but then it goes down to this. The next thing is that you got to find strength within adversity. So despite this team being in a disarray, former players believe that enduring such tough times can foster resilience and strength, right? Because, think about it this way. The 2001 Panthers, they went 1-15, right? So we saw 26 members go on to reach the Super Bowl in 2003, right? So it's a testament to the fact that the potential growth and development can emerge from adversity. Whether that will be the same case here with this team or not, we are unsure of. Again, so again, we have to shape this narrative, right? We're going to shape this narrative now, guys. We got to think about the bigger picture here. Shaping the narrative for the future of this team. So the parallels between Bryce Young's rocky start and the experiences of Chris Winkie in 2001 are pretty evident, right? Former players emphasize the importance of reshaping that narrative, turning adversity into life lessons. Again, that journey may be challenging, but the potential for personal and collective growth remains to be seen. All right. Cyburn, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Elizabeth, I got your comment here. 15 people are watching. Make sure you pound that like button. We should be at 15 likes. I would greatly appreciate it. If only Tepper would take this history lesson and learn from it. I know. Maybe I'll send him the blueprint. I'll find his email. Eagles Radio wants Frank Reich to call plays. I've heard that. They want to bring him in as an associate or something like that. So, again, we'll see. Bill Belichick to the Falcons, you mean? Oh, is that what you're thinking there, Mr. Toxic Black? Is that what you're thinking? You all like Marcos, but I banned his ass. You can't ban him, Mad Chatter. I'm going through players to keep. Bryce, unless I get a third-round pick, okay. Chuba, if cheap as third running back. Do we keep Tommy Trimble? I think we take a chance with Tommy, honestly. I think that he's shown he can play the tight end position. I like what I've seen from Tommy. I've even liked what I've seen from Steven Sullivan. I like both of those guys. I think in this offense, you don't need a blocking tight end in the offense that they're going to try to put around Bryce. You need vertical possession threats, right? In the wide receiver position, I think you need speed. I think you need to get guys like a Marquise Brown or a Jameson Williams, that, those kind of Tyreek, Jalen Waddle type kind of guys that you can get the ball out quick to them. They get open, right? And then especially, yes, we definitely need to upgrade the O-line. I hear you on that, Mad Chatter. Definitely, go check out my draft content, guys. I talk about my top 5 wide receivers in this draft. I do have a draft board that I'm making up right now. I'll probably just only do top 10 guys in each position group. But in my shorts, I've just been doing top 5. And then another thing is with the offensive line, though, Matt Chatter, with your statement here, I think if we don't get a first round pick, I think it's essential that we trade some guys like you've seen with my mock drafts, right? I've been breaking it down with the mock drafts. I've been able to make some trades. I try to make it as realistic as possible. With PFF, sometimes it gets a little bit too crazy, a little bit too over exaggerant, especially with the mock drafts that I do, because I'm doing trades, trying to build that draft capital up. But again, we'll see. We are a coach and a quarterback away from a Super Bowl. Yeah, the only thing for you guys, Toxic, is how much longer is your defensive line going to be able to reach the Super Bowl, right? Because Grady Jarrett's 30 years old. Calais Campbell is up there, right? He's got it. What is he? He's got to be, 36? Maybe that's way too old. Maybe like 33, 34? Something like that. But again, the thing is your defensive line. I think that's going to be the biggest key there for Atlanta. Building that defense up and get it playoff ready, because I just don't. I feel like you have an older, defensive line. But maybe it's just Calais Campbell that's old and Grady Jarrett. Okay, Frankie Louvu is the only linebacker. I mean, yeah. I mean, I would probably keep Deion Jones as a backup. I think he's shown enough that he can be on this team. Are our safeties doo-doo? I mean, I think Xavier Woods has done well. I think Von Bell does well, but again, I think that again, you could see. I wouldn't be surprised if you see some veterans back there, like Von Bell or possibly Xavier Woods, maybe get traded because, again, that it's the need for the draft capital, right? Not having that first round pick. Who's the best? Frank, Bell, Woods, or Robinson? Again, it's Bell and Woods in those categories. I think Robinson's a great backup. I still think he needs some time to learn, but I think he could end up being very versatile because he has played corner. He did play some corner in college, but I think that Robinson needs some more time to develop within that safety thing. Trade Chen. Yeah, I think trading Chen's probably another one because they're not using him correctly. They've been using him in the nickel, and with you got Xavier Woods and Bell playing pretty well for the most part, they're not going to switch out the hot hands. Oasis is like the old birdies. Guys, make sure as you're coming in, make sure you pound that like button. I love these comments. I'm trying to get to all your guys' comments as we go through here. Is Troy Hill any good? Troy Hill's good. He's better in the slot, though. He's better in that nickel corner position. So, again, definitely he's good enough there. He's also 31 years old, too, though. Move on from Horn. Horn's one of those questionable ones for me, Matt Chatter. I feel like we should stick it out with him. And pick up his fifth-year option, and if he doesn't pan out and he continues to get injured, move on from him then, because it's a win-win situation. If he doesn't get hurt and he develops, and he's stays healthy, he's gonna be an elite corner in the NFL. Again, the question comes in: can he stay healthy? Can he stay on the field 14, 15 games out the year? Right. Yeah, that's definitely true. We have the oldest D-line in the league. So, yeah, that's going to be your issue, Toxic, is can you build that defensive line up and make it playoff ready? Not necessarily that you got to have all pros on the line to have a good defensive line, but you got to have at least some decent guys and the age to do so. Safeties are not a weakness. No, I would say our weakness defensively is building the depth up in the corner position. I think Dante Jackson's a guy you got to look to trade because, again, we will take a $15.8 million cap hit if we don't trade him or release him before the due date, right? That first of the month. And I think it's June, July, something like that. It's June or July. Hey, we will take Horn for a third or a fourth. Toxic. That's funny. That's funny. My cornerback room is it's a little bit of a mess. Yeah, Matt Cheddar. It's definitely a mess. My grandmother passed away oh gosh. I'm sorry to hear that, Kyrie. Prayers out to you and your family, my friend. I'm sorry to hear that. I will keep them. We need them together as a team. I'm assuming you're saying Oasis. Are you talking about Horn and Jackson together? I get it. He never plays, but again, I think it's a high upside, right? If you keep Horn, take a chance of him staying healthy and you pick up his fifth-year option. There's high upside there because if he does stay healthy, you did the right thing. But if he doesn't and you do it, you can trade him. So it works out either way, right? I wouldn't move on from Horn. Yeah, I just would wait to see what happens. It's got to be one of those scenarios you just have to wait. It's fine, passed away peacefully. I still had to go to basketball practice stuff. Well, at least you got to take it off your mind, my friend. Stay busy. Burns walking for nothing. I don't think so. Yeah, Woods and Bell. Yeah, I like them together too. I just wish that Chen was used correctly. I wish Chen was used correctly because his versatility is something that is very intriguing to me because of all the things that he can do, right? He can play corner. He can play safety. He can play linebacker. He's more of a middle linebacker. He's not an outside guy. I like Chin. It's just that they're not going to use him in there. And I don't think we need a guy like Chin, unfortunately, because I feel like we need those big linebackers like the Luke Kuechly, like the Thomas Davises to go back there, and rock some heads, right? And also be leaders, right? Be those vocal communication guys that can call out the plays before it happens, kind of like the Luke Kuechly. We got to find that Kuechly again. Burns should be getting tagged. Cyburn, this is my assuming with Burns' deal. I think they tag him, and if they tag him, they will. It's either two things if they tag him. They resign him, right? They give him a contract, or they trade him. But they're going to have to tag him because they can't just let him walk for nothing. Football is a job. You can't work from home. That's for sure. I see that too, Oasis, but I just don't think they're going to use him like that. I understand that, but I just don't think they're going to use him like that. You know what I mean? So, Bill Belichick, right? There's been a lot of narrative about this, right? The question is, could Bill Belichick end up being the next head coach for the Carolina Panthers? Because the future of Bill Belichick right now with the New England Patriots right now is up in the air, okay? And, of course, we've all been talking about the next head coach thing, right? Some people want Ben Johnson. Some people want Jim Harbaugh. Some people, some people want somebody else, whoever that may be. So I've even seen Eric Bieniemy's name thrown around, right? But this could be a running that we could snag this guy, right? We could snag one of the greatest coaches of all time. Some people don't even believe that he's one of the greatest coaches of all time because a lot of people still believe that Tom Brady was the reason why he won. There is a case for that. But again, I think there's this narrative of bringing Bill Belichick because he can change the culture back to that keep pounding days of culture here in Carolina. Now, there's a lot of sources out there that the Patriots are coming to, his time with the Patriots is coming to an end. And apparently he's just coaching out the remainder of this season before parting ways with the team that he led to become one of the most successful NFL dynasties of all time. So where does that leave Bill Belichick? Because retirement might seem like the most obvious answer, but there's a chance that he might want to continue coaching in the NFL. And if he does, the Panthers could be one of the contenders for his services. Again, David Tepper has reportedly expressed interest in trading for Bill Belichick after the 2023 season. This came soon after the team fired Frank Reich. So it's unclear on how serious this conversation really is. But it is clear that there is at least some interest in bringing in Belichick. All right. For me, I want Ben Johnson or Jim Harbaugh. I think Jim Harbaugh could bring that keep pounding attitude because he is one of those coaches who just does not give a you-know-what. Well, fuck it. I can say whatever I want. Does not give a fuck. Okay. And he will tell you straight up how it is and how he's going to do things. And we need to have a serious conversation here where why not Bill Belichick though? Because the Panthers have struggled to find a coach that's consistent since parting ways with Ron Rivera. And I even would mention Steve Wilkes because at least he was able to regain that locker room and regain some kind of respectability to this team, right? So then it comes down to after Ron Rivera is gone, they get Matt Rule. Why they bring in a college coach who is, yes, he rebuilt 3 college teams, right? But again, the college culture does not always transition, especially the coaching style, does not always transition to the NFL. Just like Cam said, he was over his head. So they hired right after. Oh, look at Marco's Cash in the chat, Matt Chatter. Hey, Marcos, you can block Matt Chatter. He was talking about blocking you. You should just block him. Nah, I'm just kidding. Don't do that, Marcos. Don't do that to him. Don't do that to him. I just had to get on him a little bit. But I defended you, Marcos. I defended you the whole way. But again, it's very unclear on how serious the conversation was, and it's clear that there's interest there. But again, they hired Wright, who was trying to steady the ship, who I felt that was not ready to become a head coach all over again in the NFL after dealing with what he dealt with in Indianapolis. And it proved to be even worse. Okay. Because we were with a 1-12 record. So the franchise is currently suffering through its worst season, and maybe and probably could go down in history. Again, this could go down as one of the worst seasons in NFL history for this organization. Okay. But Tepper, who's the richest owner in the NFL, one of the richest, I think he's number 2. I don't think he's number 1. Has funds to pay Belichick whatever he wants. Honestly, he could do that with any coach. Okay, money talks. We all know that. So with the team's front office in a flux, there's a chance that the Panthers might be seeking not only a head coach, but also a general manager in 2024. And if that's the case, I do not want Bill Belichick here. If Bill Belichick wants to just be the head coach, I'm okay with that. But Bill Belichick as the GM and the head coach does not intrigue me because we've seen what Belichick has done with the Patriots. They get Mac Jones, but they do nothing to put weapons around him. At least from a wide receiver standpoint. I think Jonnu Smith was there at one point. Wasn't Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith? And then this year they got Hunter Henry and who's the other tight end? They got from Miami. Mike, what's his name? Someone help me in the chat. What's the tight end's name that came from Miami? It's Mike something. Godly, why am I having Mike Gesicki? Thank you. It was on the tip of my tongue, but I know he's a Penn State boy. But again, it comes down to the fact that they've had nobody else that they got Taquan Thornton, they got rid of Jacoby Myers, they brought in Juju, they just brought in these scrub wide receivers. Okay. So I do not want Bill Belichick being a general manager because he does not fit the bill when it comes to bringing in the right kind of wide receiver talent. He will definitely build you an offensive line. He'll definitely build you a defensive line. Sure. I'm all for that. But again, we need weapons and we don't have that currently. Right? So, of course, the question still remains though. The question that really remains here for the rest of it is would Belichick even want to coach this team? And it's a complicated question, I think, to answer. And maybe some of you guys can sound off in the chat. Let me know what you think to that. Would Belichick even want to coach this team? Because on the one hand, Carolina is not exactly a top-tier team right now. Okay? All right? And Tapper has that reputation of being impatient and meddling within the team affairs, which would definitely not set well with Bill Belichick becoming a coach. All right? Because Bill Belichick will tell him to go sit his ass down. No problem. You know that. We all know that. All right? That's why I like Bill Belichick. I think he would tell Tepper, no, we're not doing that. Again, I just don't see how bringing this guy, though, I just don't see it happen. Okay? But there are some positives to consider as well when it comes to this team, right? You've got a quarterback who's a young rookie quarterback who could develop, right? You could develop if you bring in the right talent around him, build that offensive line up, possibly, right? He possibly could thrive under Bill Belichick's coaching. But if Bill Belichick is looking to prove that he can win without Tom Brady, again, this could be an opportunity for him to do so. So what do you think? My question to you guys is, could Bill Belichick actually even end up coaching the Carolina Panthers in 2024? Again, to me, it's early. It's too early to say for sure, right? It's definitely something that we're going to have to keep an eye on because I'm sure there's going to be more coming out on this. If he does take the job, it would be big. And it would be a flashy move that aligns with David Tepper, right? Because he loves big names, right? All right. But who knows? Again, with Belichick at the helm, the Panthers might just become a force to be reckoned with if things align. If Bill Belichick comes here to be a coach and only a coach, and we get a GM and get a GM to come in that aligns with Belichick and their mindsets. It comes down to when it comes down to a full rebuild, you have to have a GM and a head coach on the same page and an owner willing not to meddle in with it. But this coaching staff, whoever the next coach is and the GM is, has to be willing to tell David Tepper, no, you cannot be a yes man or this organization is going to continue to plummet. So again, it comes down to multiple things. Guys, as you're coming in, make sure you pound that like button. I see your comments. I'm going to get to them here shortly. I really appreciate everyone joining the live stream. There's 21 people watching, only 11 likes. So make sure you pound the like button. It goes a long way. So I would greatly appreciate it if you just smash that thumbs up for me, all right? All right, let me see the comments here. I know some of y'all were talking about it. No, okay. No to Bill. He can't help Bryce. He sucks at drafting. He and Tepper would probably clash with their personalities. I could see Bill Belichick telling Tepper to go, fuck himself. I really could. I want Harbaugh too, Mad Chatter. And Ben Johnson ain't coming. Probably not, because coaches from who are on our team right now and other coaches around the league and coaches that aren't on our team anymore are definitely texting Ben Johnson, because there has been rumors that they've been texting Ben Johnson to let him know what's going on within here. And that's a brutal reality of things. Get on him, Marcos. Get on him, Marcos. Get on Mad Chatter, Marcos. Get on him. He was talking smack. Belichick is almost as bad as fit a GM. It's bad because he doesn't do anything to help, again, his quarterback. He'll build the offensive lineup. He'll build the defensive lineup, but there ain't no fucking weapons. Yep, I've been here for all the bullshit seasons, and this is the worst, mainly because no development of Bryce and what we gave and no first round pick. At least 2010 got us Cam. James Allen, Panther, you make a hell of a point there, my friend. That is one hell of a point. And I said the same thing on my show yesterday. I appreciate the comment, but I appreciate you reiterating that statement, because I was all that's what I was diving into yesterday. So, definitely appreciate that comment. Friendly reminders, get your 5-cent tickets. It's insane, man. It's insane. Wouldn't pay anything to watch this garbage at Bank of America Stadium. I mean, I might for 45 cents, but again, I think I have better things to just spend my money on. Why would any caliber head coach choose Carolina over Washington, Las Vegas, or Chargers? Elizabeth, that's a good point. Again, the Chargers, you got a franchise guy in Justin Herbert. He just needs the right coaching staff around him, because we all know Staley over there is absolutely atrocious. I think Kellen Moore would be a better head coach than Staley right now over there in the Chargers, but that's neither here nor there. Again, Washington has Eric Bieniemy. So that's the thing about Eric Bieniemy. If they fire Riverboat Ron, are they just going to move Eric Bieniemy to head coach and he's finally going to get his shot to be the head coach? Because that's something you got to ask. And then again, Las Vegas, who wants that job too, though? They don't have a franchise quarterback. Devontae Adams is not happy. Doesn't seem to want to be there. They don't have a defense. that's a total rebuild organization all over again. So if you want to rebuild a whole team from scratch, just like the Panthers, I kind of feel like the Raiders in the same boat as we are because they're doing a full rebuild basically. Because they're going to look to trade Hunter Renfrow. Devontae Adams is not happy, so he might end up going somewhere else. And I've heard rumors that the Jets have been knocking on his door because of who do you think's at the Jets? Makes sense. So again, you never know. It's going to be an interesting offseason about who the next coaches are going to be. I am no on Belichick because he will want to personnel control, and he's really bad at that. Yep. That's why I said if he comes and he's just a head coach, I'm about it. But if he's going to try to be GM and head coach, no thank you. 21 people watching, only 12 likes. Pound that like button for Clay. Marcos, thank you so much. I appreciate that comment. You heard it here first from Marcos. He knows what's going on. So, again, make sure you pound that like button as you're coming in, guys. That's all I ask. It goes a long way. You pounding that like button does the most wonders for me, okay? So, again, 21 of you watching, just pound the like button, okay? That's all I ask. Simple, easy as that. Tap, tap, tap. All right? Smash that thumbs up button for me, baby. Smash it. All right, Tepper has proven over and over that he makes bad hires. I don't have much hope. James Island Panther, again, I think it comes down to people going out there, right? I think it comes down to people texting these coaches, letting them know what's going on. But again, we have to think about one thing. There's always got to be this scenario in the back of your guys' mind. Tapper, again, has the money, and money talks. So at the end of the day, it might not matter. But literally said it as I was nice. Ben Johnson going to the Chargers. That's not a bad idea, and I can understand why he would go there. If Ben Johnson goes to the Chargers, that's a Super Bowl contending team, I think. That's how good I think Ben Johnson is just look at what's going on over there in Detroit. They are top 10 in every offensive category. So again, it's pretty interesting. It will be pretty interesting to see where these guys end up. Let's see. Great point, Liz. Washington Panthers are known garbage organizations. Yep. Could Tepper end up being another Schneider? I mean, could be. He definitely could be. He could be on the verge of being that. You know what I mean? I had to stand up, guys. Sorry, I was sitting down for a hot minute. So, all right, let's move on. So next question for you guys, and then another topic to bring up here is, could Bill Belichick transform Bryce if he does come here? That's one of the biggest questions that I think we do need to ask. So let's say Bill does come here. Could Bill Belichick transform Bryce? Could he fix Bryce, right? Because, again, this is in the NFL, everything and anything is unpredictable. Coaching transitions can either spark or they can fervent debates, ignite fans' hopes, right? Now we all know, again, like we were just talking about, the whole latest buzz of him possibly coming here, right? So I think that Young has shown some flashes here and there throughout the season. Very minimal, but there has been some flashes that he can play. But again, everyone's mind to this thing is whether the experience by Bill Belichick could be that mentorship and that could help Young and unlock that potential, right? So if you analyze Bryce, right? Okay, if we're looking at Bryce, let's say we're looking at Bryce from a draft standpoint, right? We're starting fresh. We look at him, right? For example, okay? He's not, let's just say he's not even here, okay? When I analyzed Bryce this offseason, when I was doing some of my draft content, again, the first thing that I saw was his agility, his accuracy throwing the football. And I felt like, obviously, in college, it was different because his decision making was better. But again, that has not transitioned over into what is now. And we are obviously in dire need of a quarterback, right? So could we find any answers if Bill Belichick took over and to help redevelop this kid? Because, of course, the story is behind Bill Belichick and Tom Brady that people said that Belichick molded Tom Brady. And that's the reputation for quarterback development that precedes him. But again, that's a good question, though, there, Elizabeth. That is a good question. He hasn't transformed Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi. So how can he transform Bryce? And that is a very, very good question. Again, I think it comes down to the fact, again, that it's the issue that Bill Belichick has is that bringing in the right talent to help and build around your rookie quarterback. When Mac Jones first got there, though, he went to the Pro Bowl. Okay? Whether that was on Mac Jones or whether that was the development of Bill. But then after that, it's literally gone downhill. Okay? But yet again, if you look at their wide receiver room, it probably could be as close as about as bad as ours. Theirs might even be better than ours. Right? But again, Belichick does have that proven track record. Okay? Right? He is notably known for all of his success, right? His ability to develop quarterbacks, to get his quarterbacks to adapt to basically any offensive scheme, and it's really mainly to their strengths, though. But that's his cornerstone of coaching philosophy. So if Belichick decides to come here, he is going to try to refine Bryce Young, and it could mark a pivotal moment in this kid's career. Now, we got to understand the one thing, though, and that's the needs of the organization, okay? So Carolina is grappling with a lackluster of a season. So they're searching for any spark at this point to even be competitive. Again, the quarterback position is one of the most focal points on any team in the NFL, right? Okay? And with the fact that Bill Belichick is in this whole story, okay, a potential arrival here that could come to fruition in 2024, they may see a strategic shift in their offensive approach. But again, are they going to bring in the right talent? Because the Bryce Young factor is that I think Bryce has the potential. And under the guidance of Bill Belichick, there is this anticipation for this transformation if he does come here. This seasoned coach has the knack of maximizing most of the time besides Mac Jones and what we've seen, but it's really the fact of what happened with Tom Brady. That's what everybody always goes back to, how he was able to mold Tom Brady from it and build that offense to his strengths and mitigate the weaknesses. And that's what Bill Belichick would do. Now, again, that's a good question that James Allen, who drafted all their wide receivers in New England, though. Again, that's the issue. It's okay. Like I said, I'm okay with if Bill Belichick comes here as a head coach, and that is it. That's what I'm getting back. That's what I reiterated to back in that last topic. I'd rather him come here as a coach, not as a coach and GM. Okay? I do not like the way that Bill Belichick drafts. Absolutely. It's atrocious. Okay? We can all agree on that. But what we also can agree on is what this guy has done as a head coach. So again, then it comes down to the challenges, right? Fixing Bryce, okay? That's a challenge. Adapting to a new coaching style an offensive system, the pressure of leading an NFL team is a tough task to take on for any quarterback, especially in the NFL. However, if there's one coach who I think could turn those challenges into triumphs, it's Bill Belichick. Okay. Just the way how he approaches the game, the attention to detail, the strategic game plan. Cam Newton even said it himself. Cam Newton even talked about that. How he, if he did come to Carolina, how he is so into every little detail of the organization. It's a good thing, but sometimes it's a bad thing to a fault, right? Which we've seen there in New England with the draft picks. But he knows everything. He knows your girlfriend. He said, Cam Newton even said that in that interview on the QB school, I think it was the QB school. I think he was mentioning that in the QB school. Mentioned it about how he knew who your girlfriend was. He knew who your wife was. He knew who you were dating. He knew what you were doing basically at all times. He had eyes in the back of his head, all right? And he gets up and close and personal. And he takes everything into consideration from what Cam Newton said. So that's what makes Bill Belichick a good candidate again. But the verdict is, with the rumors swirling, what's the verdict here? Is there, because the potential union of Bill Belichick and Bryce Young, Carolina, that is obviously a captivating prospect of things, right? Can Belichick work his magic again? This time with a rookie quarterback who needs guidance. That is something that is intriguing to me, but yet I don't see. I know I'm bringing it up, and then I'm like, well, I don't see it happening. I just don't. I think it's a great time. But that's why I wanted to bring it up today. Some people do. There's a lot of rumors out there. I just don't see it happening. If it's me, I want Jim Harbaugh or I want Ben Johnson. Again, we'll see. There's, of course, everybody knows what's going on in Carolina, and coaches around the league are talking, and that's why Ben Johnson is not here. So, or hasn't interviewed. That's why he didn't interview the second time. He did one, and then he never showed. Then he was like, "No, I'm good." I saw a sign around Charlotte that said "Santa is Satan." Wow. Okay. That's terrible. Okay. All right, NFL picks. And then we're going to do the mock draft to finish it up. So again, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new content. But if you just pound that like button, again, that goes a long way. So if you just do that, it goes a long way. Just like Marco said, though, there's 21 people watching, only 12 likes. So make sure you're pounding that like button. It goes a long way. All right. Let's get into these NFL picks real quick. Well, Matt Chatter, can I even at least explain why I'm choosing the Chargers before you say Herbert is out, son? I know Herbert's out. Okay. Good God. All right, we got tonight's matchup. Thursday night showdown. Now, of course, there is some injury concerns that of course, with the Chargers. They're going to go up against the Raiders, okay? But Easton Stick is basically taking the reins over. Justin Herbert's definitely out. Their previous matchups have been nail biters. They're averaging a mere 5.5 points difference. You got the low, which is over and under is 33.5, which means I think there's going to be some defensive struggles here, making every point precious. So I'm taking the Chargers. I just think that the Chargers are still a better team, especially defensively. And it's going to be a low scoring game either way. But give me the Chargers. I'm going to take the Chargers in this. The next matchup, you got the Saturday clashes. We got a bunch of Saturday games. We got 3 Saturday games. I shouldn't say bunch. You got 3. Again, the Vikings quarterback carousel continues. Sounds like Nick Mullins is going to get the start there. The Bengals are trying to make that AFC playoff run, trying to use that dynamic duo in the backfield with Joe Mixon and Chase Brown. Minnesota does have a strong rush defense. That's a formidable test for the Bengals. But I'm going to ride with Jake Browning there. Give me the Bengals 24-17 in that one. Next up, the Saturday evening, you've got the Steelers and Colts. All right. Two teams who are 7-6. Both coming off the disappointment performances back in week 13. The Colts struggle without Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. The Steelers are riding with Mitchell Trubisky, with Pickett being out. I'm going to take the Steelers 22-20 in this one. Another Saturday night Showtime game. You got the Broncos versus the Lions. I know the Lions lost to the Bears last week. I know they're trying to clean up those turnovers, especially a defensively sound team like coming up against Denver. Sean Payton faces up against Dan Campbell, both spirited coaches. A back and forth clash. I think there's going to be some potential surprises here in this game, but I'm going to take the Lions in this one. I've got the score 29-21. Give me the Lions in this prediction. And then we got a Sunday early kickoff. You got the Bears versus the Browns. Now, the Bears are on a 2-game winning streak. Justin Fields has seemed to improve and is getting better. The Browns have the NFL's top defense still. Then they're trying to improve against the Bears offense that's getting better. Joe Flacco getting signed today. He's trying to lead this Browns team to its playoff dreams. I hope Joe Flacco does, and I'm taking him over the Bears in this one. Give me the Browns 21-17 in that matchup. You got the Bucs versus the Packers. Now, Baker Mayfield is going into Lambeau, okay? He has thrown a lot of interceptions in Lambeau Field, okay? And that raises some concerns for me. Green Bay is 4-2 at home. The Buccaneers defense has a 30-ranked passing defense. Jordan Love shines under pressure. Give me the Packers in this one, 23-20 over the Bucs. Next up, you got Texans and Titans. Okay, Titans aim to capitalize at home against Davis Mills because C.J. Stroud's out with a concussion still. Titans have a solid record at home. May prove crucial coming down the line here. Give me the Titans over the Texans. I think it's going to be a close one. Give me the Titans 21-20. You got the Jets versus the Dolphins. I know Zach Wilson had a great game last week, but you're going up against a big, stout defense in the Dolphins. Now, again, the Dolphins did lose to the Titans last week and didn't look too well. I think there was some mismanagement and poor play calling on the Dolphins side, the reason why they lost to the Titans. The Miami game also made me lose my fantasy league, so I want to pick the Jets here because of that. But again, Miami was dominant over the Jets the last time they played. Give me the Dolphins over the Jets, 34-21. You got Chiefs and Patriots. Now we know crybaby Pat Mahomes was upset, and then they're going to be looking to bounce back. You got Bailey Zappi who stepped up. Patrick Mahomes needs some redemption, which I think he'll get here. I got the Chiefs in this one, 27-17 over the Patriots. Giants, Saints. Again, Saints aim to return to 500. Tommy DeVito, Tommy Cutlets, how you doing? He's going to have to face some pressure here against the Saints. He's got a defensive battle with them. The Saints kind of have the edge here from a defensive standpoint. I'm going to take the Saints in a close one, but give me the Saints 20-17. Falcons and Panthers, I'm going to skip over, guys. We're going to dive into that game tomorrow, but you can see who I picked. But I'm going to tell you why tomorrow as I do my preview and prediction. Commanders versus the Rams. So we're going to go ahead and get into that. Commanders are on a losing streak right now. All right. And the Rams fought hard against the Baltimore Ravens, and then of course the Ravens won with a heroic, what was it, a punt return, kick return, whatever it was. The Rams pass rush is definitely going to pressure Sam Howell. I got the Rams in this one, 28-19. Next matchup is the 49ers and Cardinals. 49ers are just going to continue to dominate. Brock Purdy's excelling in this offense. Give me the 49ers. It's simple, easy as that. I see them winning like 33-15. Cowboys and Bills is going to be the most intriguing matchup, I think, this weekend. I think this is going to be one of the best games besides maybe the Ravens and Jaguars. This is where the Cowboys are starting to hit that road of challenges because Josh Allen has been playing very well, and it's crucial for the Bills to get this win. It's a nail-biting contest with the Dallas Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys, though, in this one. Sorry, Dan, if you're watching my show. I got the Cowboys. I'm riding with the hot hand here. Give me the Cowboys, a close one, 28-26. Last but not, 2 more games left, and then we got the Ravens and Jags, okay? Lamar's trying to continue that MVP campaign. He's trying to continue to keep that train rolling. They're facing the Jaguars. They're trying to extend their winning streak. I think the Ravens win here. I think that Ravens defense is better than the Jags. I think the Ravens win 30-24. It's not, I don't think they blow them out, but I think it's going to be a good game. Eagles, Seahawks, the Monday night matchup. Seahawks are in a 4-game slump. The Eagles, they need some redemption here. Seattle has the home advantage here against a determined Eagles team. I see the Eagles winning here. I think they get their redemption that they've been seeking. Give me the Eagles, 28-24. Those are your NFL week picks, 15 picks and predictions. So, hope you liked those. All right. Let's get it going now. Let's get the draft board up. There we go. So, we're going to do 7 rounds. Panthers. We're going to go randomness less. We're going to go, I guess we could go for positional, sure. Maybe there. Draft needs, we'll go about here. Go about here. Okay, well, maybe we'll go right there. All right. Trying to make this as realistic as possible. So do y'all want to do trades in this one? Because when we do it, we can do trades. We can pull some trades out. Because I'm thinking about doing some trades in this mock draft. Make sure it's slow. Trades or no trades? Trades or no trades? Okay, trades. Give me your top 5. Okay, chat. So, James Island said trades. He said yes to trades. So, trades or no trades? It's the question. Trades or no trades is the question. Okay. So here's the question for you guys. Trades or no trades? Comment yes or no. Okay. If it's yes, what I need to know is give me your top 5 guys that I should look to trade in this mock draft. Trades or no trades in the mock draft. And then give me, if you want trades, give me your top 5 guys. Name them out. Okay. We got yeah. Okay, Nova's in the chat saying yes. All right, cool. So give me your top 5 guys that you would like me to look to trade. Because for me, when I'm doing this, okay, when I'm doing this, there's these are the names that I'm looking to trade. Brian Burns, Jeremy Chin, Dante Jackson, Burns, Chin, Dante Jackson, probably maybe we'll just do 3. Yes, Burns, Thielen, Chin, Jackson. So that's 4. Marshall, Terrace Marshall. That's 5. Okay. So what do y'all think about this? So Burns, Chin, Jackson, Hurst, Marshall. Those 5. CJ Henderson. Shit. We'd be lucky to get a 7th round pick for him. So that's what I was thinking. I was thinking Burns, Chin, Jackson, Hurst, Marshall. Those are my 5. All right. We'll rock with those then. We will rock with those. The people have spoken. We're going to rock with that. All right, here we go. So we're in the first round. We haven't started yet. And we want to get a first round pick, right? That's what we're going for. We don't have one. It's out. It's already out. And who's the only person that we can get, right, chat? Who's the only person that we can get to trade for first round pick, right? It's definitely going to be Brian Burns. So I'm going to try to see if I can swindle somebody for Burns. And maybe a 5th. Okay. Now, I've done this before. Chicago's going to say no. Patriots definitely going to say no. Arizona's going to say no. We can just go down the list here. So Washington's a no. Las Vegas is a no. Jets, there's interest there. Giants, there's some interest there. Okay. Titans, there's some interest there. Nope. Okay. There's some interest there, but they're not going to go any more than that. Normally, I try to get a 1st and a 3rd. That's not going to happen there. Not trading within the division. I mean, I could go to the Saints, but I'm not doing that. I could go here. Could get maybe that. Maybe the 77th. No. Now, again, they would do that 13th pick straight up. It says trade likely will be accepted. Okay. My car's going off. Hold on. Sorry about that. Okay, so I could do this straight up, and I could take that off. I could just do it straight up. I mean, that's, again, we're not going to see anything like this. Guarantee you. We're not going to see anything like this. I can guarantee you that. All right. Now, we might see something like that. Straight up, we could do that. Again, so sound off in the chat. If we're going to trade Brian Burns, what do you think is acceptable to get him? I think if we get a 1st and a 2nd or a 1st and a 3rd, it's acceptable. Because, again, you get your 1st round pick. And you get an extra 3rd round pick of this year. I'm talking about this year's draft. I'm not talking about next year's draft. I'm talking about this year's draft. I think it's acceptable and realistic that you could get a 1st and a 3rd or a 1st and a 2nd, but you're not going to get 2 firsts. I can guarantee you that. Now, granted, so what to you guys in the chat, let me know. Sound off in the chat. What is acceptable to you guys for a trade? All right, I'm making the screen bigger. What is acceptable to you guys? Let me know in the chat. Sound off. That's what I would like to know. A first and a third would be best that we could get. Okay, so in your opinion, James on Panther thinks that that's the best we can get. A first and a third. Do you guys agree? Anybody else? Because I don't think you're going to get a first, 2 firsts in the second round like we got offered last year. I just don't see it happening. I just don't. Okay. A second, third, and a fourth, Marco says. Well, okay, here's the question then. Would you rather take a first and a third, or would you rather take a second, third, and fourth? First and a third is ideal. Okay. So that's 70% chance. So that's second, that's third round. So the Broncos 15th. Let's see if they go for it. So we get the 15th pick, and we get the 79th pick in the third round. Let's offer the trade and see what happens. Nope, not accepting it. Okay. I'm going to send them a 5th pick. It's an extra 5th pick that we have. Okay. It's an extra 5th pick. It's a late 5th round. It's like at the end of the 5th round. I think I could get, they will accept this. So I'm going to offer that. Okay. Well, then they denied that. So I'm going to keep moving on. So the Bills are at 17 as of right now. Now, this could obviously change. Second, third. That'd be a 4th round pick. So no. So we could go with Cincinnati here. At the 18th pick, and we get a 3rd round, first and the 3rd. So we got it. The 18th pick from Cincinnati. So this is just a nice switch up here. All right, so now let's try to trade away. So we said, okay, we got Burns off the board. So let's try to trade Terrace Marshall. And I'm assuming, well, I can't trade him yet. I can't trade him yet. I think we're going to have to wait till whatever round we want to get into. Yeah, I can't trade yet. Okay. Well, might be able to. Who needs a wide receiver? 183. What about 142? What about 128? Damn. Bears might even be willing to trade for the 128. Does that even seem realistic? Terrace Marshall to wide receiver for 128. So interesting here. I know, James. 128 though. Again, so then we could trade him to the Patriots for that 139th. What about 102? No. I mean, you can get, apparently I can get a 5th round for him. At 139, I can get, apparently from the Bears, I can get it for 128. This is pretty insane. Okay. Well, anybody else got a lower pick there than the 128? I don't think so. I think I'm going to take that Bears trade. If they're willing to take 128 for him, here you go. All right. I mean, it's fine by me. All right, next up is Hayden Hurst. Who needs a tight end? Looking at these teams. Where is a tight end when we need one? We're looking over here for these needs. We need a tight end, but I think Hurst is going to be gone. Ooh, Maybe the Texans. So you go to Texans. The 116th pick for him? Really? They're willing to accept it that easily? Wow. Okay. Well, we're going to offer this trade. Okay, got him for... Shit. Got him for a 4th round pick. Oh, wow. Okay. I got him for a 4th or a 5th, something like that. It's fine by me. Now we got to go to Mr. J.C. Horn. Now let me look at these teams. Who needs a corner bad? I think the best bet for us to trade him would either be the Cardinals, Washington, or LA. I could see the Cardinals. Ooh. Oh. There ain't no way. Hold on. There ain't no way y'all going to give me a... Oh, that's J.C. Horn, not J.C. Horn. Dante Jackson, my bad. I was like, there ain't no way. No. Maybe 133? All right, 133. I like it. I think it's a fair trade. All right, and last but not least, Mr. Jeremy Chin. I'd like to get a 3rd round for him. Where is he at? There he is. All right, who needs safety? Safety. I think Green Bay needs a safety. Yeah, I think Green Bay needs a safety. 83. 119 for him. Oh, this is tough. I think I'm going to rock it, though. They need a DB. What about the Bills? What you got? I could definitely rock the 99th pick now. I could rock with that. Let me see if somebody else needs it. What about LA? What do you got? What about that 78 now? Okay. I'm being a little greedy here. Titans at 9. 109. I think our best bet might be... No, where was it? Bills 99. Yeah, I'm off. I think that might be our best bet. I don't know. Maybe let's see. They need a DB too. What about the Raiders? No, they'll do the 106. Okay, what about the Giants? 72? No, 108. I bet. Yep. Okay, so I think the Bills are going to be our best bet here with that 99th pick. So we're off for that trade. All right, we got everybody off the board that we wanted to trade. So we trade away Burns. We trade away Hayden Hurst. We trade away Terrace Marshall. We trade away Dante Jackson. And we trade away Jeremy Chin. And now we've got 1, 2, 3. We got 1 first-round pick. We've got 2 third-round picks, I think. Yep, 2 third-round picks. So we got a second-round pick, 2 third-round picks. Looks like we got 4 fourth-round picks, 2 fifth-round picks, 2 sixth-round picks, and a 7th. Holy shit. All right, let's start the draft. Caleb Williams is off the board. Drake May's off the board. Marvin Harrison's off the board. Fashanu is off the board. Lotpu is off the board. Joe Alt is off the board. Brock Bowers is off the board. Malik Neighbors is off the board. Rome Aduzier is off the board. Jerzine Newton. I can't pronounce his name correct. Bo Nix, Chop Robinson. Okay. Jared Verse is off. Kool-Aid McKinstry is off. Nate Wiggins is off. Dallas Turner's off the board. Buwage is off the board. Well, I know who I'm going with. I mean, golly, this is tough. This is tough, guys. So let me pull up my draft board real quick. So for me, I'm a big Emeka Abuka fan because he's 6'1" and runs a 4.3 40. Okay, that's why I want him. If I had to choose anyone next, it would either be if I had to wait and try to go for Xavier Legette, I could. Again, I like Xavier Legette. I like Xavier Worthy. Over Adonia Mitchell. These three guys, I think should be moved up. I think Xavier should be 21 from their board. I think Emeka should be where he's at. I think he's perfectly where he's at here. And then Xavier Worthy should be above Adonia Mitchell, in my opinion. Now, again, we need wide receiver help, but we also need a new left tackle. Now, again, J.C. Latham plays right tackle, so I would like him, but again, he doesn't fit the scenario what I'm trying to do here. Mims is also a right tackle, right? Again, these are great tackles, but I don't think Graham Barton would be worth an 18th pick. So again, this is where it kind of falls hard for me, where then I look at Braylon Schweiss to bring that edge rusher back. Again, I don't know. I think I could get a decent edge rusher, but Emeka Abuka is right there. Last time I went with Emeka Abuka, it's tough. Tight end wise. No, I can't go tight end there. Nope. No. All right. So I have to go wide receiver here. I have to go wide receiver here. I'd love to get Xavier Legette, but I'm going to go with Emeka. I think that what kind of style of offense I want to run here. Again, I'm the general manager, and I'm obviously this is not the head coach. I'm coming from as if I'm a general manager. My mindset is to get a coach here that's like a Mike McDaniels as a Miami style offense. Bring that quickness in with the wide receivers, right? So Emeka with a 4.3 speed is a guy that's going to be able to we can get the ball out quick for Bryce. So again, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm going with Emeka here. Now, normally the thing is with PFF, their rankings, when I pull this out, right? The rankings and the grading at the end is going to be worse than what it actually is, in my opinion. Some of the times when I do these mock drafts on PFF, the grading I think is a little bit too tedious because they're grading you based off what they have them ranked, not based off of what they, even if you think that player is better than the other, to them, they already have their ranking system. So when that grading comes out, sometimes it looks like you did trash, and you really didn't, in my opinion. Okay, so now we got our wide receiver, and this is where I got to go with tackle. I'm all about Jordan Morgan. But again, is Jordan Morgan going to fall to that 65th pick? Probably not, right? And I could wait. I could also, if I want to, I could trade back to get his value and get an extra pick. Granted, I'm not going to do that. I could pull Scott Fitterer there, right? Again, I could get Xavier Worthy right here. Okay. Also here, could get Chatavion Sanders. Again, then I could also look at edge rusher. See what's available. I got Chati Tuimolalu. I cannot pronounce his last name, but he's an outside edge rusher, right? You also got Chris Braswell here as well. So again, because of us trading Brian Burns, this could make it an intriguing. Jonah Ellis is another intriguing one, right? For me, even though that PFF is not going to like it, I'm still going to rock with the kind of like the same strategy I've always done. I'm going to rock with Jordan Morgan. We need a left tackle. And my mind is this. Basically, I'm kind of getting 2 picks in the price of 1. How so? You didn't trade back. You didn't make anything. Well, because Jordan Morgan now becomes your left tackle. You move Icky to the left guard position. You move him to the inside. There you go. There's a problem solved. So you kill 2 birds with 1 stone with just this 1 pick, right? Even though I'm probably going to get like a D- on that pick or an F by PFF, but that's just because of their ranking system. Jordan Morgan's a top 5 tackle in this draft. All right. Chris Boswell's off the board. So now we got a lot of picks left here, guys. So stay with me. Stay locked in with me. Lock in with me, chat. So chat, let me know what you think so far. We went wide receiver first with that trade via Brian Burns. We were able to get a 1st and a 3rd round pick for him like we were talking about. We were able to get a Emeka Egbuka because we're going to run that quick style of offense for Bryce to get the ball out quick, right? Then we get a left tackle, a true left tackle, and Jordan Morgan, and we moved Icky back to his original position that he started in NC State, which was left guard. And you killed 2 birds with 1 stone already. So now, where do we go? Do we start hammering the defense a little bit? Do we go back to the offense? Do we get a tight end here? Do we go wide receiver all over again? Where do you all think we should go here, chat? For me, I'm going to look at the wide receiver position, see what we got available. Johnny Wilson's right there. Again, there's still some studs left on the board. All right. I like Jermaine Burton, even though I've heard he's a cancer in the locker room. I like Trey Harris. I like Torrey Horton. Devontae Walker's also good. Brandon Rice, bringing that Rice legacy to Carolina. Johnny Wilson's also a stud. We also got to look at the tight end position. Luke Lachey's there. And we all know about Iowa. We all know about what Iowa tight ends do, right? Noah Fant, George Kittle, right? All Iowa tight ends. Look at Sam Laporta, right? That's intriguing. Again, we also need to replace Brian Burns off the edge. We got Jack Sawyer there, who I think I could get later on. I kind of want to go a new route here. Maybe hammer that tight end position now. I kind of want to get that Luke Lachey and take a chance with him. So I'm going to hammer Luke. Give me Luke. Give me another Luke in here. Bring me another Luke in Carolina. Now, granted, we've got the 82nd pick, so we've got another 3rd round pick here. I could get another wide receiver, or I could get another edge rush, or I could get an edge rusher here and then wait till that 99th pick, right? And get that extra wide receiver. Johnny Wilson's is off the board. Again, then I could also go center here. Again, we need to also think about filling in that center position because of Bradley Bozeman, right? Now, here's the thing. I'm going to see if he's here. Van Pran's still there. Part of me then wants to go edge rusher, but I think my edge rusher's off. Yes, he is. So I'm going to look at the wide receiver position again. Brandon Rice is there. We already got a tight end. What about the running back position? Devon Edwards is there, who I'm not even sure is going to come out yet. I don't even know if he's going to come out of it. Still got some decent corners available on the back end here. Linebacker room. This wouldn't be a bad idea. Bringing in a guy who can play kind of really, he's a box guy. Kind of, I mean, I like Mr. Lufau. Could bring in some more of that Hawaiian culture here. You know what I mean? To add to Frankie Luvu. Brandon Rice is still here. Again, let's look at the guard position. Christian Haynes is a good right guard, man. I mean, this is also an intriguing prospect because again, the Austin Corbett issue. Right? Is Austin Corbett, how is he going to be back? And then are we going to see the full Austin Corbett again? Right? Again, I could also end up getting Van Pran later on. So part of me wants to take the value here and take a value pick and go with Christian Haynes and build that right guard position back up. Okay? He's a true right guard. Because now with these draft picks, we're still going to be able to get another weapon. Right? I also want to get some help for the inside. I also want to bring in some corner help. But we've got a wide receiver. We got a tight end. We've got a left tackle. And we got a right guard. Now with this next pick, again, we got the 99th pick overall. Still in the third round. No, yeah. Late third round pick here now. Right? Now I have the late third round pick. And I probably could still get a decent wide receiver here. Horton, maybe. Maybe I can wait a little bit. Again, this is where I start strategically thinking, what else do I need? Could go running back here. Then again, could get Zach Frazier, who's a great center as well. This is another value pick here. Again, we all know we need a center, right? I like Zach Frazier. I also like Cedric Van Pran. I'm not mad at either one of these guys. So I'm going to rock with the center here because I got the 101 pick now. So now I got the 101, and I've gone all offense. We've rebuilt the whole offensive line, basically. We took that left tackle in the second round. We moved Icky to the left guard. We got our right guard in the third round, and we got our center in the third round, as well as we also got a tight end in the third round. So we literally rebuilt this whole offensive line. We have nothing else that we need to do to the offensive line now. Now we can focus on maybe getting one more, maybe getting a running back here, maybe go wide receiver here, right? For me, I like Torrey Horton. I'm not, he's okay. He's not top 10 on my board. Again, I've got Torrey Horton around 18th on my board. Again, Burton, I've got him at number 10. Okay. But again, the value is going to be different here. So again, I kind of like Audric Esteen. Why do I like Audric Esteen? Well, if you're looking for a guy like Audric Esteen, again, Audric Esteen is a guy that is a downhill runner. He's a big running back that we need, right? We need that powerhouse back. He's 5'11". He's 230 pounds. He runs a 4.40. Okay. He's got great footwork. He makes shortcuts. He's got that. He can redirect himself in a quick of a flash. He's got good vision, patience in the backfield, but he's a downhill runner, and he's going to pummel that that defensive line. So I'm going to rock with Audric Esteen here. Now, the only thing I need is another wide receiver, and I'm good to go. The rest of these picks, I'm going to hammer out on the defense because now I've literally rebuilt the whole offense. And then I'm probably, if he drops to me, I'll be able to get the wide receiver that I want. Van Pram went 0-9. That's crazy. Trey Harris is off the board. If I get Jermaine Burton, this might be a solid draft. Super Trevo, I'm going to say hell no to that. I'm going to say hell no. There he is. Now I've got 2 wide receivers with 4.3 speed coming off the edge. It's going to be another 3 years, Trey, and that's only if Bryce develops. If Bryce develops, it'll be 3 years. If not, it'll be 5. But it also comes down to the fact of them getting the right players and personnel around him. Adequately drafting like this. Now I've got all the draft things I need from the offensive standpoint, right? Because in the first round, right, we traded away. Brian Bird's got a first and a third. We were able to get a Emeka Egbuka. Second round, we went with our new left tackle, Jordan Morgan. You kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You put Jordan Morgan at left tackle. You move Icky to the inside. All right. Then, as we come down, we take our tight end, Luke Lashley. Right. We all know about Iowa tight ends. Right. They always pan out in the NFL. Right. George Kittle, Sam LaPorta, list goes on. Right. Then, as we come down, of course, with these now via trades. Now, remember, guys, we traded away Jeremy Chin. We traded away Dante Jackson. We traded away Hayden Hurst. We traded away Terrace Marshall and Brian Burns. Those are 5 guys that we tried to trade, and we were able to trade them and get the draft capital we needed. So, again, each and every one of these draft picks comes involved in that. So, in the 3rd round, then we get our right guard. No, I haven't been doing any right guards in my draft because of the fact that maybe Corbett coming back. Again, we have again, maybe he'll come back, pan out. But again, I think it's something that we have to not take a chance on. You get Christian Haynes, right? So now you got your right guard position, you've got your left tackle position, and you got your left guard position all figured out, right? And you got a nice future young offensive line that could develop and be 10 times better than what it is. There's a lot of upside here, right? Zach Frazier. Get that center you needed to replace Bradley Bozeman. And then you get your big guy running back that you can pair up with Chuba, right? Let Chuba be your elusive guy. Bring Audric Esteen in, a big-time bulldozer running back, right? And then you get your other 4.3 speed wide receiver, Jermaine Burton, on the outside. So now you got 2 wide receivers who've got 4.3 speed. You can get that ball out quick, and you've got the protection to do so. And you run that Miami-style offense. But we're still in the 4th round. We got the 128th pick. Now I've got my offense set. Right? Now I'm going to start looking at defense. So I'm going to look at corners, safeties, defensive tackles, edge rushers, and linebackers. All right. So Junior Colson kind of sticks out to me. Mohamed Kamara also sticks out to me. I like Junior Colson. I actually have him pretty high up on my draft board. I actually have him at number 9. I really like this kid. He's a big linebacker. He's a rangy run defender, definitely on the inside. He's got the instincts when it comes to locating the ball, so he can get there before, it gets to the tight end or whoever that the quarterback's passing to. That's what he's good for. So I like Junior Colson here. It's a good value pick. It's a little early, but again, I'm going linebacker here. We need help. We need help in the linebacker core. Guys, give me pound that like button if you like what I'm throwing out there at you. So now let's get back to where we were. Corner, safety, defensive line, edge, and linebacker. Okay. I kind of want to go edge rusher here. Now with Turner, though, I don't really have him. I don't think I even have him. Do I have him? I don't even know how high I actually have him. Yeah, I have him I got him at 25. I'm not a big Shiloh Sanders fan. Some of you may be. I'm not a big Shiloh Sanders fan. I don't even think I have him in my top 25 when it comes to defensive backs. Actually, I don't. I don't have him in my top 25 when it comes to defensive backs. Yeah, he's not even close. So I'm not rocking Shiloh, not rocking Turner. So that's where Kyrie Jackson comes into play. And Kyrie Jackson is a great defensive back that we need. So I'm going to rock with Kyrie Jackson. We replaced Jackson with another Jackson. So we got 4 picks left. We've got 2. I think we got 2 left here in the 5th, and we got 1 in the 6th and the 7th. We went linebacker and corner, the last 2 picks. Now I really want to look in this defensive line. Who can I bring in? Justin Rogers is not a guy I want to bring in. No offense. He's okay. He's got a lot there. He's got a little bit of. He's got some weaknesses for me. I don't even know if I have him in my top 25 for defensive linemen. No, I don't. I'm looking at my draft board. I don't even have him top 25. So let's look at the edge rushers then. I do like Antoine Ropp, Powell, Ryland. I do like him a lot. Nelson Caesar is also a good pick. I know this is not like the value pick you want to go with here. Justin Rogers is okay again. Max Melton, he's okay. I think I got to rock with Antoine Powell Ryland. He's good, man. He's actually a very good edge guy. I've got him ranked, I think. I got him up there, 17th. He's got the flexibility to really bend off the edge for me. At best, he can use his quickness to change the direction and abilities. So again, not a bad pick. And then we move on to now. Let's see. We've got the 168 pick. Then we move on to the 181. Let's see what we roll out with. Come on, come on, come on. So now what? So we went linebacker, corner, edge. I'd like to get a defensive lineman here to help on the inside. And honestly, I might even go to back-to-back defensive linemen. Honestly, I might go back-to-back defensive linemen. I mean, TJ Sanders is there, but I'm not a fan of him, even though he's a Gamecock. But Dumas Johnson, another linebacker we could bring in. Kind of maybe I rock a corner here. Bring in a guy like Jason Marshall Jr. He's not bad. He's okay. I mean, let me see where I got him on my draft board. Defensive backs. Let's see here. There he is. I got him at 21. Not bad. He's on the board. He's on the border. I mean, he has a strong core. If you watch him play, his hips are very good. He's very good at latching onto the wide receivers with his hips. And he can escort them to the sideline. So he possesses a good he's a good outside threat. He would probably play outside. So I'm gonna rock with him. I like it. I mean, I need another corner anyways. We could look at safeties though. Let me look at safeties one more time before I head out of here. And I take that pick. Yeah, I'm rocking with another corner. I'm rocking another corner. So now we got corner depth. Now we got the 181 and 122. Probably going to go defensive line back to back here. Probably going to go defensive line back to back here. Because I've already built the offense up, man. I don't know how much more you can rebuild an offense the way I just did. Especially with everything. I mean, unless we had the cap space and all that, sure. But all right. TJ, I like it. What I got? Let me see where I got TJ at. So if I'm looking at my draft board, I think I got TJ at least top 20. No, I don't. That's why I got to keep this up to date. Okay. I got him at 27th. But again, in my draft board, I've got defensive end and edge rushers put together with a defensive lineman. Again, it's just the later rounds at this point. I might as well rock TJ Johnson here. We'll speed it up. We'll go turbo. Because we only got one more pick left. I guarantee you my grading's going to suck, though. They're not going to like it. How is Robert Lewis still there? I'm going to bring in another one. I liked him. I think, the defensive lineman from Alabama, it's good. Let me see what else is available just in case. Any of the linebackers? Jordan McGee is actually pretty solid, actually. I mean, do we need another linebacker? Sure. I'd rather go defensive line, though, here. So I'm going to rock Smith here. There we go. It's going to give me a bad grade, though. Even though my draft board to PF draft board is not the same. It's just my opinion. I mean, they're going to give me bad grades everywhere. I mean, I got a B- out of it. Okay, great. So look, as you can see, we traded Brian Burns for a first and a third to the Bengals. We get the wide receiver help that we needed in Emeka Egbuka. He runs a 4.3 speed. You get your Jordan Morgan in the second round, right? So you're able to move Ike Ekwonu to left guard. You get Jordan Morgan, who's a true left tackle. Okay. And that grading is terrible because he's a top 5. He's one of the top 5 tackles in this draft. Okay. You get Luke Lachey, a tight end out of Iowa. We've seen what Iowa tight ends turn out to be. We've seen them all, right? Tight end. Iowa can bring out some tight ends, man. So I went with Luke Lachey. Then I went all offense the first 3 rounds. 4 rounds, really. I think first 4. Yep, first 4 rounds. Right? You get your right guard with Christian Haynes. Again, I don't know what Corbett's going to be when he comes back. I don't know what that's going to look like, whether that's going to be good or if he's going to be back to his normal self. But again, if he even comes back, at least that he can mentor, right, Christian Haynes. But at least we're building that depth and talent up correctly, like we should have done in the first place. And then you get Zach Frazier, another guy who's a solid, who I think is one of the top centers in this draft, besides Van Pran, Jackson Powers, Johnson, and this guy's just as good, if not better, right? And we got him because we were able to trade Jeremy Chin for that third round pick. We were able to get a third round for Jeremy Chin, right? It was a late third round, but we were able to get a third round for him. And of course, with that trade with Burns, that's where that 82nd pick. So you were able to have 3 third-round picks here because of these 2 trades. So then we go into the 4th round. We got the extra 4th round because of trading Hayden Hurst. Okay? You get the halfback Audric Esteem, who's a big power back, who's going to be a workhorsing back. Works out. Checks out. It's going to be good. Him and Chuba together, I think, would make a great duo, right? That running back by committee approach with them too. Then you get Jermaine Burton, another 4.3 speed wide receiver out of Alabama. I know that there is that speculation of him being a locker room cancer. But again, if we're gonna run this offense to get the ball out quick, you need speed, and that's why we went with Emeka Egbuka and Jermaine Burton. Linebacker, we need linebackers. We haven't had a decent linebacker since the Luke Kuechly days. Jack's been okay. Luvu now came into his own. Junior Carlson, he is a great pick here, and we were able to get that pick again in the 4th round because of trading Terrace Marshall. We were able to get a 4th round pick for Terrace Marshall. I think that's solid. You get a 4th round pick, you get Terrace Marshall, you get Junior Colson. Okay. Kyrie Jackson, corner. You traded a 4th round pick. All right. You trade Dante Jackson, get a 4th round pick for that 133rd pick. You get Kyrie Jackson. All right. You get some fresh legs in there, and you save yourself $15.8 million in cap space, right? So on top of that, you get a replacement edge rusher. You bring in an extra corner help. And then the last 2 picks, you fill in the defensive line. Granted, could I probably gotten a better defensive lineman? Could I waited later? Sure, to get a running back and a tight end, sure, right? There's other ways we could have gone about this, right? I could have mixed in defense and offense together, but I really cold-hearted believe that, again, we need to build this offense up. We want to build around the guys that like Luvu, Derek Brown here. And I think getting guys, though, like Junior, like Kyrie, like Antoine, I think even Jason Marshall and TJ Sanders are guys that can be focal points to that defense. And you get a lot of fresh legs. We're going to be a young team, but again, there's a lot of upside to it. So we got a B- over it. So sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think about this mock draft. I greatly appreciate it. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Again, you can rewatch this. This is always replayable. We went over some Carolina Panthers news earlier. We went over Cam Newton's talking about his time with Matt Rule being here. We went and talked about learning from losses. So what can Bryce learn from the 2001 era, right? What can he learn from that? Is Bill Belichick coming? Could Bill Belichick be coming to the Panthers in 2024? And if he does, could Belichick transform Bryce? And then I gave you my NFL Week 15 picks, and I broke it down for you. And then, of course, the mock draft. So, again, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound that like button. I am live Monday through Friday. So if you like, subscribe, and you click that post notifications bell, you'll never miss out on any live stream. So make sure you do those 3 things, and you'll see me here every single time. So I appreciate everyone joining. I hope you all enjoyed today's show. It's always fun and a blessing to bringing you this content and hanging out with you guys, because I love to hear y'all's thoughts in the comment section. So greatly appreciate it, and I appreciate all the support. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Peace, and keep pounding.